Hello and welcome to Smiling Souls. This is Stephanie Keenan Ray and Wendy Tadiucci. How you doing today?
Hey, oh my gosh. Let me tell you what. We have some amazing guests that come on this podcast, and my cup is so filled by them. So I'm just in gratitude for them and for us. And so blessed to have you and to have this podcast in my life. So that's me.
Yay!
How about you?
So on our last recording this morning, which everybody's going to know because I'm wearing the same outfit. Exactly. Same with you. I mentioned that I was at the ER yesterday, and the one high benefit of sitting there waiting for 12 hours to not be seen was that I finally went into my email and deleted over 9,000 unread emails.
Holy shit.
I selected all, and I scrolled back to the very beginning of January, and I unselected the things that I knew I needed from January 1st on.
Oh, you.
And I said to myself, if it's from December 31st or later, and I have not looked at it yet, clearly it's not important. Somebody has probably already messaged me again if it was that important, right? So I just hit delete. And then I watched the numbers go backwards because I went back to the main where you just see like this many in your inbox, and it just kept deleting and deleting and deleting for like probably 5 minutes, and then it came to 150 unread emails, and I was like, yes, I feel so good. And then I started scrolling through those and trying to unsubscribe to things that I don't need anymore. And because that's the next mission is to unsubscribe from all the things that I don't actually need, and I don't know how I got on their mailing lists.
Right.
And then I used one of the cleanup apps and started cleaning up the duplicate photo things. So my 12 hours of sitting on my tuchus, not doing anything, I did do quite a lot. And I started working on my speech for the SheEO Summit. So I actually feel like I utilized, because I've been asking for time to do these things. So as backwards as that time was, and frustrating.
Maybe clarify next time when you put that ask out there.
Exactly.
Just tweak it a little bit.
Yeah. Please, can I sit on my bed and have time to relax and do these things?
Yeah. And be healthy.
Feel your sense of joy, though, in clearing through. I mean, what an inspiration. I so appreciate you sharing that. And I hope that this finds you doing better.
I really, it wasn't even a major thing. It was just let's just check what's going on here. And then the ER, I was not dying. So thus the ER just kept me on the back burner for over 12 hours. And I said, screw it. I guess I'm going home now because I have a child to deal with in the morning.
She didn't even get seen.
It didn't even get seen.
Next time, you need to dramatically, flop on the floor.
Pretend.
Yes.
Pretend that I'm having an issue.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah. It was interesting people watching. Lots of, craziness. Yeah. But, And I understood. I was not a priority and they were overwhelmed, but at the same time, all I needed was somebody to look at my blood work. I'm like, my blood work's been in my bar charts since 1:30. Can you just look at it?
Do you have urgent cares out there? It's something
we do.
Middle of the line,
Yeah. It was just one of those. It was just a weird incident thing that, so it's all good. Yeah, the doctor had just called and gave me the, this is what we'll do next. And I said, okay, cool.
Love that.
It's all good. It's just a work in progress. But the backwardsness of let's find some gratitude in this experience, right?
Yeah, really. I mean, that's the thing. If you can find gratitude in that shit show, you're winning.
That and my thank you to the two very sweet girls that were, one of them was in a wheelchair, like waiting to be seen, I think, and she was with like her sister or something, and then like mom and grandma were there too. So they were all hanging out in the waiting room because, again, not a priority case. And they were going down the hallway to go to the Dunkin' Donuts that was down the hallway to get something. And I'm like, I had hit the wall, and I was afraid to go to the Dunkin' Donuts in case somebody called my name. So I went to the vending machine, and luckily our ER is fancy, and there was some sort of fancy vending machine that had salads, like nice salads and stuff.
Really?
So I ordered a salad in a jar, but the vending machine was out of forks.
Oh no.
So I was like, mother.
And you've got a salad. Yeah.
So I sat there with my salad and said to myself, I'm not eating this with my fingers in front of everyone. So with these girls, they were going to Dunkin's. I could hear them talking. And so I'm like, will you grab me a fork? And they're like, of course, we got you, girl. And I was like, thank you for good humans. So yeah, you make friends in the ER, unfortunately.
The thought occurs to me, I wonder if a guy would have actually asked for what he needed.
So another gentleman who was by himself, he asked me to watch his bag while he went to the bathroom. And I kind of thought to myself, women take our bags to the bathroom all the time. Why can't you bring your bag to the bathroom? But I was like, as he's walking away, I'm thinking to myself, did I just say yes to a bomb? Like, what? That's where my brain goes. I've been trained, and I was like, oh no, this isn't good. And then he came back smiling. And then my second thought was like, women take our bags all the time. Why can't he take his backpack to the bathroom with him? But he was very appreciative that I watched his bag for him.
He felt safe with you.
He apparently did. He did, yes. Mm-hmm.
So it goes to show you can create community no matter where you're at.
Exactly.
Yes. You really can.
Yes. Sometimes it's in dire desperation, but yes.
Hey, I'm gonna send you something stuff. It's the dumbest thing that I've ever bought, but it's the best thing that I ever bought. It is literally a fork, a knife, a straw. I forget what else. Oh, and this nice little carrying case that I keep in the car.
I think I have one of those.
Oh, I'll put it in your car or your purse.
Yeah, I'll have to maybe. I'll if I can find it, I will. If I can't find it, I'll tell you, and you can.
That damn thing has come in handy more than once. So just if you can't find it, let me know. I'll send you one. And it's all organic.
Yes, I think I have one of those somewhere.
Of course, you have one of those too.
I know I have one. It's finding it at the right time, right?
Yes.
Like, 100%. Do I remember to put it back in the car where it's supposed to be so when I need it?
Right. Yes. Are you a good Girl Scout or not?
I don't know if it's that, or like, do you ever get the downloads like, and it just crosses this is what happened to me. It crossed my mind. I was like, oh, there's some, and I put it in my purse. Mm-hmm. And damned if I didn't need it.
Well, that was one thing I was grateful for is I threw my bag that holds my headphones because I have my big turquoise headphones.
Yeah.
And I had not cleaned that case from when I went to Denver. So I had a power bank and I had my charger for my phone and a wall charger for my phone in there. So I didn't think about it halfway through the day, so I was like not looking at my phone for a really long time because I was saving battery, and then I was like, oh wait, I think I have a charger in here, and I did, and I was like, isn't it yes! So then I could be productive.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
So yeah, there was that little hint of like, you need this today. I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm
glad you had what you needed. And I'm glad that you had nice humans around you to get you a fork.
Yeah, it was nice. All right, should we do our oracle cards?
Yeah, I drew last time and I said first, so you go, Steph.
Okay, so I decided for this one I would pull from the archangels because I haven't pulled from them in forever.
Yeah.
And I got spiritual understanding.
Ooh.
Oh, I have that deck.
Do you really?
Yeah, I love that.
It's one of my old ones. I've had it forever, so every so often I pull from it.
Mm-hmm.
Archangel Raziel. I'm bringing you is stoic information and symbols and helping you understand your spiritual truths. Your spiritual understanding is rising to another level as you open to new ways of looking at life. Keep an open mind and let go of limited thinking and illusions. Pay attention to signs, information that comes to you in threes or more. Notice geometric shapes and symbols in your physical and psychic vision, and know that your increased awareness may shift your relationship and career goals. I'll guide you through these changes so your life mirrors your inner experiences. Working with Archangel Raziel. As the wizard and alchemist of the angel realm, Raziel helps us understand ideas that defy normal logic. He expands and challenges everyday thinking in ways that ultimately have healing effects. If you hunger for deep spiritual understanding, ask Raziel to enter your dreams. You'll soul travel with him to classrooms where he'll help you uncover truths and secrets. Upon awakening, you may not fully remember or understand Raziel's teachings, yet this knowledge is permanently embedded in your subconscious where it guides you through each day. Ooh is right. So, pretty cool.
That is super awesome. So, looking at what I caught out of that was looking at our limited thinking and like allowing the mystical, magical, like the periphery of what we may not think is possible. It's possible, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Yes, and
100%.
Yeah, I think I definitely play in that sphere, but at the same time, sometimes have my realistic moments, where you're just like, well, this is the way life is, or whatever, so it's good to always be reminded, like.
That is good to have those reminders. I always like to, when I don't know the answer, or I'm struggling with something, when I go to bed, I'm just like, okay, God, need some help with this.
Yeah.
I'm giving it to you because I can't hold it.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you know, every morning I'm like, oh, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I do similar things for sure.
Yeah.
And the thought that occurs to me is if we can begin to even elevate our vibration so that synchronicities line up. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I was meeting a gal that I had just met recently at a sound healing, and I said, hey, let's grab a cup of coffee. It was a magical moment. She said, let's meet at this coffee shop that's close to me.
Yeah.
People were popping in. They were, we even had like a little, what do you want to call it? The companion dog, the service dog.
Oh, yeah.
That came by. So it was finding new little animal friends, and it was finding men and women who they were just connecting, and they were in their joy. They were sharing little stories here and there, and there was just a simple little coffee shop. And I think it was because this gal and I were just like vibing.
Yes,
we were like having elevated conversations. She's a therapist, and I'm a coach, so it was just. I think it was
right.
The energy you guys were putting out was making others attracted to talking to you, and I love that.
Talking about your card is it's creating the space for that synchronicities to happen too.
Absolutely.
100%. Oh my gosh.
I love that.
I love this conversation that hasn't even really started yet, but it's just so far.
You're going to love it.
Okay, so I pulled from my Angels and Ancestors card deck, and I pulled Sage.
Ooh.
Be devoted and committed. I love this little guy.
I love that he's writing with a peacock feather. I want a peacock feather pen.
I mean, well, so shall it be.
So shall it be. I'm going to find myself one.
Yes, you will. So my message says, be willing to go the whole road and back again. This will allow you to be the best you can possibly be. The sage represents the wise one within. When this card arises, it shows that you are preparing to become a great and insightful teacher to your peers. Ooh. It guides you to take notes as the wandering yogi is on this card. with the peacock feather pen. Because your knowledge and life experiences can impart incredible insights to those with whom you come into contact. This card is also about observation and becoming more aware of who you are and all your inner workings, because that awareness can bring more clarity to your decisions. Okay, well, so here's the interesting little tidbit. This has come up for me the last couple of weeks. Steph, you don't know this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do a retreat next year.
Okay.
In LaPorte.
Oh, okay.
It's just, I'm like, why am I waiting? Why am I waiting? Why am I waiting? I can do this in 2027 in May at the Lavender Farm.
Yep.
And so I'm going to sit out on the patio today with my journal and dream it all out.
Cool.
So that's, yeah.
I love that. Have you done a retreat before?
No.
If you want to talk more about that. So I've been doing retreats for the past, well over 10 years. I don't know how many, but I've done both domestically and internationally about 15 retreats.
Oh, wow.
Some of them were collaborations. Some of them were myself. I'm found there are some key elements, and collaboration is key, really, because you can do it all on your own. Right. So it sounds like, Stephanie, you've done some retreats.
Oh, she has. Yes, I'm going to lean on her too. So and we'll see. She'll probably be a collaborator with me. She more than likely will be a collaborator with me.
You know I'll drive in the car and get there.
I know you will. You'll get here somehow. Yeah. So anyway, that was my card.
Nice.
I love the fact that you're leaning in. You know, so often we can get ideas, but we don't act on them. But I'm hearing that you are like, I already have the space. I know maybe the tone of what you want to create. And now it's just a matter of figuring out, okay, what are the logistics?
Yeah.
100%. Yep. I have been waiting and waiting and waiting.
You have, because we were talking about it for this year, and then
I'm like, it's not coming together the way I had anticipated. That's why I held off, and I'm like, well, fuck that shit. Yeah. Anyway, that was me.
Do you have an idea about what the theme might be, like what you might want to be creating?
No. Not yet. That's what I'm going to sit out on the patio and just play around with.
Nice.
We'll see what comes up. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm open to everything and all of it. And omniapparatus, ready for anything.
Nice.
Ooh.
It's a Gilmore Girls thing. Steph knows.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because I'm like, I haven't heard that before.
What are you talking about? Anyhow.
So hold on, side note. So last night when I came home and talked to my dad, and then my dad left, he's like, you have to eat some food. Don't just go to bed. And then, so I had a bowl of cereal, and he had been watching like Jimmy Kimmel or something, and I switched it to a couple channels down, and there was a repeat of Gilmore Girls, and it was when they were on spring break, which I had never seen. And
did you see the whole thing?
No, I watched a little bit of it, and then I forced myself to go to bed because it was almost 1 a.m. So, you know.
Okay. Had Glenn left to get the hot dog at this point?
No.
Oh, well, you need to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Trust me.
I just knew you'd be very excited.
I gotta watch this.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Show.
And then we can talk. Yeah. Okay.
And Carrie, you pulled your own card, so tell us about your deck and tell us what came up. Okay, so this is a deck that my girlfriend had given me, the Kuan Yin Oracle deck. And we talked about, she's the goddess of compassion and peace. And the card that I picked, not just for me, but for our listeners and for all of us on this call right here, right now, is a card called, let's see if I can do it, Immortal Treasure. And so the concept here is, so just take a deep breath into this. You carry within you precious immortal treasures, beloved. They exist beyond life and death, belonging to the celestial heavenly realms of the divine within you. Kuan Yin now guides you to honor these treasures, the gifts of your soul, which include the ability that you have to transmit healing. So I know that each one of us on this call have some kind of juju that we help with healing. So honor yourself as a healer, beloved. Whether formally or informally, your soul brings a special healing light to humanity.
You have divine support in your role as a healer in whatever way, usual or highly unusual, that this is unfolding for you now. I love how it kind of tied together your card, Stephanie. There's that sense of mystical, magical, right?
Mm-hmm.
It has some other things it talks about, but just basically honoring our inner light, because our presence on the planet brings light and hope to others, and sometimes in ways that you don't consciously recognize. The Kuan Yin is guiding you to perceive, to be open to perceiving and using the immortal treasures that lay within you, the beautiful light and gifts of your own divine soul. I thought that was really beautiful to hear, because I've been thinking about doing more spiritual guidance. Some of my clients have been asking me, and it's not something I lead with, but I realize it's really the core of who we be. And so why wouldn't I sharing some of those deeper truths, some of the things that I've learned over the past, probably 40 plus years. I was a spiritual seeker at a very young age.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I really resonate with that, because this year, so ironically, my word of the year is trust. But what has come up a lot is that the people I'm working with require greater self-trust. So helping them have self-trust and kind of get out of that perfectionism and allowing themselves to allow their light to shine. So that resonated immensely, because that's something I'm working on, trying to find ways to work with them that, reach deeper into that self-trust.
Yeah, I totally get that. Trust is my word too this year. Trust and surrender. They're kind of paired together.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it's funny how when we put our attention on something, how that stuff shows up, right? Not only for what we're helping our clients with, but it helps. Works in our own life, where it's like, that's your word. Okay.
That's your word. Alrighty.
Gosh. And I love that you've got the healer within you has been activated or reactivated. And I love how you just activated your third eye. Did you notice you did that twice?
Yeah.
Yeah, he totally did.
Yep.
Wow. All right. Which is interesting, because we talked, it was that ability to be able to see things beyond our current perception. Yeah.
Absolutely.
There you are. Okay. Oh my gosh. Well, I am delighted and excited to introduce our guest today on the Smiling Souls podcast. Ever wondered, how can I create a life filled with joy and meaning, even if I'm unclear or unsure about the next steps? Have you ever asked yourself that? Well, if so, you are in luck, because today Carrie Helms is going to share with us how she has enjoyed guiding super achieving women around the world to own their queen over the past 20 plus years. As an international speaker, best-selling author, and midlife reinvention alchemist, my gosh, she's developed a holistic system that empowers women to awaken their inner wisdom and reclaim their self-worth, so they confidently reimagine and live into their next chapter with clarity, courage, and joy. She blends experience as a human resources executive with years as a business coach, therapist, and energy worker to guide women on a mission to pinpoint what's truly important to them, so they live with juicy aliveness. After years of personal and academic research with an advanced degree in psychology, she's proven that tapping into your heart and body's wisdom creates everyday miracles. When not coaching, speaking, and writing, Carrie enjoys spending time hiking and biking in the redwoods along the central coast of California with her husband, Ken. Oh my goodness.
You're not jealous.
I'm like, all the things. Right? Sailing. So, wow. Well, so welcome to the Smiling Souls podcast. And Carrie, when you first popped on, I noticed your background. I was like, I love your background, but can you tell us more about that?
Yeah. So I guess what I want to share about this is it's really intentional. We sail on a regular basis. So we sail to Moss Landing, which is the Monterey Bay area. Mm-hmm. And you think about it, it's like life. I think I was sharing this with you, Wendy. And, life can be a bit rocky sometimes, and it's unpredictable. We don't know. I mean, you can have a forecast. You think you know what the wind's doing. You think you know what the waves are doing. Mm-hmm. And yet it's our ability to go, oh, wow, it's a little different than what I anticipated it was going to be. Mm-hmm. And how do we find the resiliency to navigate those patterns? So mm-hmm. whether it's a soft win and it's just like acceptance, mm-hmm. or I've been on the water before. What should have taken 2.5 hours to sail from where we are to Santa Cruz up the road, mm-hmm. and it took 5 hours, and there were like these square waves, which what that means is the boat was doing this.
Oh no!
For 5 hours. So my point is like how do we navigate all of the stuff, especially at midlife, mm-hmm. that midlife throws at us? And so I just really feel like that this is the only sport I know of that it's not like a straight line goal. You have to tack back and forth. You have to be aware of the conditions, and you can't control the wind.
Mm-hmm. Right. Oh my gosh, and we are the captain of our own ships. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think about the contrast of that, like when we were younger and we had all these beautiful stories that were read to us that our Prince Charming was going to save us, and things were going to work out just beautifully. Yeah. And instead, like what you're saying is that ability to realize that, we get to choose. Mm-hmm. We get to be the captains of our own ship. In fact, one of the talks I have is claiming your golden ticket. Mm-hmm. And there's an acronym for that helps us to realize that this is this can either be a joyful ride, mm-hmm. where we decide that we're going to use this ticket, go for it.
Right.
Or we could feel like we're throwing that ticket away.
Mm.
Yeah. Handing it to somebody else. I know I did that early on.
Yeah. I relate with that.
You did it too?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I handed it away to my narcissistic partner, my first husband. I handed it away to a corporate structure that was sucking my soul, mm-hmm. for exchange for good money, but it didn't feel like it was in alignment. And so now, as an entrepreneur, the opportunity, I get to say, this is my golden ticket.
Yes. That's great.
I love that. And you talked about corporate world and mm-hmm. how it was sucking your soul. Mm-hmm. That's kind of like your origin story almost of becoming an entrepreneur, right? Mm-hmm. Like burnout. So can you tell us how you went from HR to where you're at now?
Yeah. So I'd been a spiritual seeker, and I'd always wanted to figure out, why do people do what they do? Right. Mm-hmm. And from an early age, I wanted to actually study psychology, but I got talked out of it. I think my family, totally well-meaning, they were like, oh, why would you want to do that? And it's going to cost a lot of money, and it takes a lot of work. And because I was the first one in my family to go for an advanced degree.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And so I got talked out of it. And it wasn't until I was age right around, 34, because that's when I conceived my second child, where I realized that I had left something undone. It's similar to a meditation I take my clients through, which is a visioning exercise. It's heart mouth. Mm-hmm. Are you guys familiar with that? Heart mouth?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No.
Oh, it's activating our heart's wisdom. And so I realized in this meditation that I had left something undone, and that I had to go back to school. And so I did. I had a nursing toddler, if you can imagine, and I'm going through the motions. In other words, not letting anything stop this forward motion. And as life is, that dancing through it, I realized I didn't want to be a sit-down psychotherapist. I felt like I was having people swim in their mop. So then I went on to do energy work. And yeah, so it's been this route of looking back. I call it God's breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Right? Where HR was about the leadership and the creating effective systems and boundaries and culture.
Right.
And then the psychotherapy degree was more about human nature, like why we do what we do and how to influence that. And then bringing that into the coaching. I became a dream builder coach, and that was one of the first pieces in the coaching arena. Because when I got into this, gals, coaching was not a thing. That's how long it was. I graduated in 2005 with the coaching, with the counseling degree, and it was an emerging field, but it wasn't something that you could say that's what I want to do because nobody even knew what the heck it was.
Oh wow! So you stepped into this not knowing what it was, and it turned out to be coaching.
Right, because I thought it was therapy, right? And so you take the step, and I think that's really how life works, right? You take the next step, and then you get feedback.
Yep.
And then you're like, oh, it's kind of like that, but it's not exactly that. I'm sure you both had those circumstances in your life.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
What did that look like for you?
Oh gosh, you name it. You do something and then it doesn't work out, or it doesn't work out the way I had anticipated, and it's like, yeah, no, because you're supposed to be doing this over here. Instead, you're trying to push and do this. Oh, right. Got it. So that's kind of how that shows up for me.
Yeah. For me, it was just a long, winding path. Like I kept at age 12, I started learning energy work and different healing modalities. And or around 12, I don't even know how old I was. Yeah. And I just kept learning things, and I wasn't really sure where it was going to go. I didn't push to make it my profession because actually at the time there were a lot of shady people in the energy world that, really make a bad name for everyone else. So, I didn't want to be lumped into that. Like that's one thing I've always had friction from being lumped in with people who give a bad name, right? And having to fight that, fight upstream like a salmon to prove that you're good is something I don't necessarily want to do. I want to just attract the right people or like help the right people versus, so I kind of kept it as this is a skill I know, and when it's necessary, it'll come out, but I don't necessarily have to make this my living. Right. And I just kept kind of going upstream, figuring out what's the next thing. And it was very messy and very long and winding and whatnot. But at about 43, I think, was probably when COVID hit, I think. And I left the desk job because I got furloughed. And 3 weeks later, I went back into an aesthetics room. And the owners of the spa were like, you make this your thing. Like, do whatever you want to do. And so I brought in my essential oils. Like, even though I was an employee, I was bringing in my tools and practicing my way, not just doing what everyone else was doing. And at the same time, because I was new to polka dot and I was trying to promote my essential oil business, but more I kind of just all of a sudden I had taught a class. I was going to teach a class right before COVID where I was going to do a facial, but teach them how to make their own products.
Right.
And so it was going to be like essential oil education, but also how do you use this in your real life? Plus what is my expertise? Right. And I then took it online and realized, wait a minute, I can educate people online. Oh, wait, maybe this can become more of a coaching thing. I went with the sphere of skin health into wellness. And that was a little much because most people were kind of like, that seems bougie to have a skin coach for my inner wellness.
Love that.
But yeah, I think it's great. And I'm okay with being slightly bougie. Bougie hippie.
A bougie. Never mind.
Yeah. And, but so again, still winding, but it was the beginning of me starting to coach, trying to figure out the ways to talk to people about wellness in a unique way. But also I was finally using all the tools I've procured along this very long journey. And I finally was like, wait, I'm not like, because literally in my 20s, I used to joke that I was a Renaissance woman, that I knew a lot of skills, a little bit about all the different things.
Yeah.
But I didn't, I didn't really know where they all went. It was like, I have this skill and I have this skill and I have this skill.
Right.
And now I finally felt like, oh, it's all falling into place finally. It only
That's the beauty of coaching, isn't it? That we can stitch it all together.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I was tasked with creating a signature program a number of years ago. Mm-hmm. And I began to realize, okay, so what do I know? Right? Mm-hmm. What are all these things that I've learned? Heroine story is actually one of them too. The difficulties that we've had to overcome, and realizing, do we live in Einstein said one of the biggest questions we have is, do we live in a friendly universe? Mm. And that's that, coming back to that trust piece, is knowing that we are divinely guided through this whole process. And it may not look the way we think it's going to look. Mm-hmm. So the signature program, the self-love pathway to prosperity that I've created is about the three things. And I'm actually even getting greater clarity on this call. It's the first part, success is predicated on getting clear what it is that you want to create in your life. Mm-hmm. Well, HR helped with that, right? The structures, but also the visioning part did. And then the energy work, the second part of this is removing the blocks to the obstacles that come up. So some of it's the mindset, some of it's actually, I found at a recent retreat that I did, there were 5 patterns that kept women, I was going to say people, but it's really women, suppressed, repressed, and from moving forward. Mm-hmm. And do you want to know what those are real quick?
Yes. I was going to ask you, what are they?
Yeah. So I won't go give you too much detail, but the first one is emotional suppression and silencing. Mm-hmm. The message of your emotions aren't welcome. They're just messy. And so really, your emotions are dangerous, right? Mm-hmm. And then the second one is objectification and loss of bodily autonomy. That it was, you just look good. And even today we have these messages, right? Look thin, look good for everyone else. And then it's that sense of your body isn't yours, really. That's the meta message. Yep. It exists for others' control and judgment. Number 3 is performance and conditional worth. And this is the one I resonated with the most, is that we needed to earn the love and the acceptance. And then what I began to realize is that when we actually know that we are worthy, not because of what we do, but because we're innately unique in our fingerprint, like you were talking about, all these little stitches that have come together. Right. So number 4 is gender and power and authority. Men are positioned as dominant. In other words, and I find myself even doing this today, and I'm a bright woman, right? I'm in my 60s. Yeah. But that sense of, well, so much. That's a big one. But I'll just say how it shows up for me is I'll be having a conversation with my husband, and then he'll say something, and it's, to me, it sounds like it's not a request. It sounds like he's saying, this is what we're doing. And I go, whoa, no, you didn't ask me, right? Does that resonate for you all?
Yeah, like, back up, buddy. No.
Yeah, that doesn't work, right? And then the isolation and self-blame was one of the other patterns that we were seeing, that you must carry the emotional burdens of everyone around you. Mm-hmm. And if something isn't going smoothly, or the pain, it's our fault. So, and all of these issues are made more difficult by the people pleasing. which is one of the saboteurs. So,
yeah,
right? Because we don't want to rock the boat. We want to be of service because we're collaborative. But how do we come back to ourselves first so that we can put on our own oxygen mask so that we can be the dynamic leaders? So, so I'm not sure how I got on that, but it's really, I love the work that I do because I get a chance to really ask, how have we been pre-programmed to give away our power, and how do we come back to our voice so we're not silenced or repressed, and knowing that we are given these emotions, these messy emotions, to indicate where we're out of sync with, in a culture or even in our own lives.
I love that.
Wow, there's so much there. There is so much there. And I can see why that's a signature coaching program, because there's so much there to play with, to dive into, to unpeel the onion, to all the things.
100%. Yes. Yeah.
Interestingly enough, I was coaching a couple men recently. I like to say I do work with a few coachable men.
Coachable men, yes.
Coachable is the key word.
Yeah. And I'll say that they just slap it up, because I'll throw something out there. So some of these, what do we want to call it? The not wanting to rock the boat kind of a situation is something that even men resonate with.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not as finely ingrained. And so it's that ability for them to understand, oh, I get to create boundaries. I get to have non-negotiables. I get to ask for what I want, but we don't know until we get a clear vision of what it is. Yeah. So trust, right? That we started off this whole conversation with helping us to see that we've been programmed, and then the ability to see a bigger possibility for ourselves and our culture, really. Yeah. Something's got to shift.
Yes, indeed. I think it is. I think things are shifting and changing. So thank God. What's coming up next for you? Because you're talking about this next version and this next. So, Carrie, what's the future look like? What's next?
Yeah, well, there's a few things that are going on. So I am always looking for opportunities to speak to other midlife women to ignite a greater sense of confidence and clarity and courage to move forward. So I'm going to say that's a big push for this year, because I feel like that's my piece of legacy, that I see that women are the key element to shifting us to more of a sustainable planet. So as many opportunities that I can to get on platforms to talk to women, like that's why I said yes to this. I was like, yes, Stephanie, I want to do this. And an added benefit is I get to know you, Wendy. So I'm also taking, and I think it's going to be a little bit late when this airs, but I'm also taking a group of women to Thailand for what I'm calling a wild feminine awakening trip. Woo! Nice. Beginning to unpack those ways in which women have kept themselves suppressed, repressed, and to amplify their body's ability to regulate their nervous system so they can feel a deeper sense of juicy aliveness. And so it's really a curated experience to help women realize that they are safe to be fully self-expressed.
Have you read the book Wild Feminine by Tammy Lynn Kent, I think her name is?
No.
What is this book?
Wild Feminine.
Wild Feminine.
But now I will.
Now she will.
You have to. It's really interesting. It's really, really, Tammy Lynn Kent is her name. She actually wrote a couple books, but this one's all about finding the power, spirit, and joy in the female body. And it talks about like womb health and things like that, but also like how it like how we connect because of, we were in our mother who was inside our grandmother, like technically we were there when she was inside grandma, right? So there's all like, it's just such a fascinating book. It's a really fascinating book. A woman that I know who runs a wellness center here, she would do book studies of this and like meet, a couple times over a couple months, and we'd talk about it and she'd explain what was happening. It's very interesting. So I think it would be a good one, a good resource for you to check out and learn it, or maybe it'd be something to add to, elements, but it sounds like you're already it's the same concept sort of, of embracing your divine feminine so that you can be a whole woman as you go forth, right?
And realize, I think that really what I want to underline is that we are supported.
Yes.
We're supported with our sisters, we're supported with our divine intervention, like we were talking about the whole thing today.
Yeah.
And we're supported by, I'm going to say, also the intergenerations that have preceded us.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you so much for that deliciousness. I like to say,
if I could do that, I would. I can't do that. I'm not going to try because I'll spit all over the screen. So it's so funny.
Awesome. This has been so much fun, ladies. I really want to say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Carrie, so much.
Yeah, this was so good. Anything else you want to share with the listeners before we say goodnight?
I don't know if this is an opportunity for us to, if there's something in the notes where I can actually give them a freebie, would that be helpful?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Absolutely.
So as I was saying earlier, the 3 steps to success, that kind of seems like a funny term to say, but that ability for us to take our power back, to be able to say, what is it what lights me up? Mm-hmm. So one of the things that I have is a 20-minute meditation, a guided meditation to take women through the process of deciding for their next chapter, to begin to track their inner wisdom. So that's something I can offer to your listeners as a nugget of, to guide them to the next steps.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Visioning. Yeah. Thank you.
Wow. Well, listen, if this conversation today has lit you up, lighted you up, whatever, be sure to like and subscribe, because that really does help the channel, and that just gives us good karma, gives you good karma, and allows us to light up the world even brighter. So
yes, and check the show notes, because you'll be the free download and all the ways to connect with Carrie as well as us. So have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.